Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I made it as usual, just at the last second. It's actually a couple minutes after 7. I apologize. I announced it and advertised it a little bit this time. Unfortunately, I had a friend tell me that she was going to come over because she wanted to see me and celebrate my birthday with me a little bit after work. And then I think it was around 4 o'clock or 3:30 when I looked and she said, "I'm so sorry. I couldn't make it." I said, "What do you mean you're not coming?" And she said, "No, I can't come." So, damn, I'm not going to do that anymore, not even for her. I'm going to tell her I'm sorry, but I have a full day planned and I have a 7 o'clock appointment that I have to keep now every Wednesday. So I was calling this my Tipsy Live. I got back on my community post and I said, okay, here's a new update. I even made a short saying, change of plans. The person coming at 6 to celebrate my birthday is not able to come. And so it's back on, which, by that time, people could have already made other plans. That affects my ability to, let people know, yes, it's for sure canceled or for sure it's on. So today is my birthday and I had been invited several days ago to go out. So what we did was, where's my phone? It's a really pretty picture. I have no idea where my phone is. I went to my favorite Mexican restaurant and had what is to me the most authentic Mexican that I can get other than going to Mexico. When I went to Mexico, there was a difference. It just tasted better. But this is really pretty darn good. And I got a margarita, of course, and it was in a nice, big, pretty plastic glass. And they have flavors now, which they hadn't had several years ago. So I got a peach margarita. So I'm 64 years old today. And as you all know, I have been working to get fit. I don't like the angle here. I made a couple of videos and shorts of what I've been doing with my legs, which really they have gotten strong over the years simply because I had gained weight. And when you gain weight, you have to carry that weight around, okay? Your legs are going to get bigger. But I haven't shown my abs really, except to my friends on Facebook, and there's only a few. Now, I have, it's a long story, but my work required a lot of walking and stair climbing, so that also helped. However, my arms seem to be responding very well. My coach said also to the workouts that I'm doing with about 10 pounds. I've bumped it up to 20 now, and yeah, I'm doing different kinds of things, and it's really, really, really good for everyone. I had after our lunch, we went to the movies, and we'd already gone to check it out. And we decided we were going to watch Mission Impossible. And we looked at the times. There's an HD version and there's a regular version. And the times were different. 2 days ago on my phone, we got there. I said, wait a minute. It said 1:55 on my phone. Now it says 2:20 and 3, whatever. And he said, oh, yeah, the times can change. Ah, I didn't say that on there. So we hung around for a few minutes and then we went in and we sat there and we waited. 2 o'clock, it came on with a bunch of commercials. So it started at 2:20 and it ended at 5. Almost a 3-hour movie. So that's the version they have over in the Cinemark Century Theater right now. Oh, my ear itches. Ah, ay, ay, ay. These headphones are weird. I still cannot hear myself, but this is my third live, I think, now on my new Chromebook with my headset, and it has been working. So I believe the volume settings are good, and nobody has said that they can't hear me. So the chat is on, and I'm going to say, I don't want to type, welcome. All right. So there's one person. Hello. Welcome, welcome. I was just talking about how I came from the gym. I went to lunch at a Mexican restaurant, my favorite, really good place. Then we went to the movie. It was like from 2:20 till 5 it got out. And on the way there, my friend had texted me, she's not coming over. So then I had to cancel the live. No, excuse me. I canceled it earlier and then I had to put it back on, which I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. This is the birthday live meet and greet Q&A related to nature-based spiritual practice, meditation, self-hypnosis, spell work, goddess energies, things like that. Hypnotherapy, my background. Well, I'm also a medium and a psychic and a shamanic witch. And I've been talking a lot about sidereal astrology and getting your natal chart done. So I went to the gym for 30 minutes, came back, and then hopped on here. But yeah, I'm not too fond of the headphones. So eventually, I guess I'll get a microphone and then. But anyway, I was talking about my exercising, my weightlifting, and everything that I'm learning about really losing weight and staying healthy. It's not just about losing weight. My abs are soft like jello because I've lost 10 or 12 pounds. And that's the way it's been off and on, the 3 times that I have lost weight. Why is that? Because I have not been really doing any type of targeted work on my abs. So now I'm using machines and I'm doing some work on the floor. And that is going to actually help to burn fat and burn muscle and make the skin tight. Not only that, my cholesterol had gone up very high. I'm going to have to print it out so I can actually look at it and then I can tell you, along with the fact that I think I was becoming pre-diabetic. I was almost at my pregnancy weight. And so with not being as active as usual, that's what happened. And I was having multiple symptoms. And so I had to get a handle on it. And along with uh, the benefits of getting toned and maybe even sculpted, there is a blood sugar insulin balance that happens with weightlifting when it's combined with a little cardio. So mostly weightlifting, though, strength training, it's incredibly beneficial and I like it. I think it feels good. I feel the difference. I do feel like there's a chemical shift. I feel more calm when I lay down to take a nap. It's a good, deep, warm nap. When I go to bed at night, I'm having good sleeps. I'm not tossing and turning for any reason, not because I'm hyper from work or because I'm um, I've been more mental and haven't released it physically, or that my hips hurt. Any time that I have had to get out and start walking, my hips do hurt a lot, and then eventually they stop. And so with the weightlifting, the weight-bearing exercises, I do not toss and turn with hip pain. So there's many benefits. While I was sitting in the movie theater, I was getting multiple phone calls and stuff. I just happened to look, and there was a comment that said on one of my shorts of me using the leg machines and the arm machine that what was it? I can't believe someone old enough to be my grandma, which, stabbed me in the gut for a second. I'm like, "Oh my god, please don't call me a grandma." And so I looked at the rest of the comment and said, "Is in better shape or is more fit than me." And that is why I made the video, really, is to inspire people to do some weight-bearing exercises. And I just typed, "Start now, little by little, it will show." And that's the thing, it's happened with me over time. It's a long story. And then I've maintained it through my physical activity at work where I have to climb stairs and walk a lot. But one of my lady friends, and a lot of them are overweight and have good, strong legs because they're carrying around this extra weight, just announced she's pre-diabetic. Her doctor just told her. So it's not about just getting skinny to look attractive. It's not. It's about being healthy. So that's what I did today. And I've already had my margarita, so I don't think that I'm going to have another drink right now. But you can go and get a drink if you want to join me. And you can ask me what else I've been doing. I have some notes here for what I'm going to talk about next week. Oh, yeah, these are statistics about health. I think June was Women's Health Month. I saw it on a morning show. A woman there was showing some weight-bearing exercises. So I'm going about 4 to 5 days a week now. That's why I'm getting really rushed on Wednesdays. When I go on Wednesdays, if I have other stuff that I have to do, then that's why I'm hopping on here at the last minute. Somebody had started emailing me with their problems, and I didn't want to respond. And I told her I will respond just as a courtesy, do this and that and go watch my video. Well, there it was. Here it was, another, you know, email coming to let me know what's, the problem, what the problem is, what is still going on, and so forth. And I had told her, you got to focus on yourself, do this and that, and to eliminate the noise, and then go look for another place to live. But hi, whoever you are. Thank you for stopping by. Welcome, welcome. I am a nature-based, earth-based spiritual practitioner, psychic medium. Today was my birthday, and I don't have a drink with me right now because I've already had a big margarita earlier today. Can you wave and say hi? Oh my gosh, somebody said something. Oh, happy birthday. All right. Well, thank you very, very much. I miss seeing you in your witch's hat. Okay. Well, Kyle, there's no way for me to wear that in the car. That was kind of silly. But, I figured it's kind of cumbersome. And it is a symbol of me for sure. But I've worn it so many months in so many of my videos now that I figured, I don't know. I'm just letting it rest for a while, I guess. Just looking like a regular normal person. I think by now my channel has started to grow. more as I've been doing shorts and I've been granted community posts and making different types of videos. I think that people can relate to more. I think a lot of people are beginners, and so I think that's helped. I've also been sharing my fitness journey, how my getting my body in shape. I guess that's brought me a couple more people as well. What's going on with you today? Do you have any questions about working at an altar? What are you working towards? Back to this lady who sent me the email. She had mentioned that she was on disability. And you know what? I didn't think to ask her, what is your disability? Because there are times when people practice magic and she said, I can't focus. And so she could have been suffering from anxiety or depression, and she's on medication for it. Then that's why she's on disability. And they really should not be practicing magic in the sense that um, I would say probably against somebody else, only probably for peace and calm, like a blue candle for peace. Um, One thing that has helped me when I've been really emotionally distressed is a pink candle with rose oil anointed on it and smelling that while the candle was burning, while I was laying and while I was relaxing and meditating. And then self talk is very, very important. I've been talking about how we need to focus on what we want, and our intention is really the fuel for the spells we do. Everything else is a support. So, um, it seems that a lot of people do have problems with their neighbors, but I always like to hear testimonies from people who have taken my instructions and listened to my story about what I had done and what I had tried mundanely, as well as having to go at it magically, and then give me their own testimony that they did it and they were diligent and they did it every day. And so I've had to learn how to put up limits, and put up boundaries for anyone who really wants to waste my time, take up my time, right? And you never know how someone's going to be. My friend lives in a really great neighborhood. I would say it's solid middle class. It's kind of in the historic neighborhood area. And I told her, I said, you've been there for probably 15 years at least. It never goes down. There's no bad situations going on over there. They do have privacy fences, but people over there are making a higher income. They have to behave, or their employer could find out about it. I said, but I mean, still, I think I don't see a lot of, broken down cars in the driveway, or, and campers and all that kinds of stuff. People are keeping everything looking nice. And I said, it's like your area is protected by magical fairies. It never goes downhill. All those houses, and they're about 100 years old. Her house is 100 years old. And yeah, that neighborhood is still one of the nicest neighborhoods that you would ever want to live in. It's amazing. So, what's going on with you today? Have you been trying to do any type of spell work for anything in particular? I know a lot of people like to do it for money or for, I guess, relationships or love, or you know what I just recently heard? And I've never actually done this, that it's not a good idea to do spell works for weight loss. And the more I read comments from people, the more I think, ooh, that makes sense. I don't know if I've ever thought that without doing a spell, but some people have done a spell, different types of spells. Sometimes you can just make a cutout of yourself and then draw inside of it so that you have a smaller image. But one person said she ended up in the hospital with dehydration or I don't I don't know what. But I don't know if she was starving herself. She said I was not taking pills. I was not eating as much. But yeah, and you could end up getting the runs because you've triggered your body to lose weight. That's how powerful spells and your intention can be. So for that reason, that's what I've heard now is that it's just not people were commenting it's not a good idea to be doing a spell for weight loss. So yeah, your subconscious mind is very powerful and it listens to what you're thinking and feeling and what you're actually telling it to do. And so it's very important to focus on what you want and not what you don't want. And I've also talked about how important it is to just watch your thoughts in general because if you keep wishing for an extra $1,000 and you forget to say, "Oh, it happens in a positive way with good to all concerned," then it might happen in a kind of a scary way at first. Like somebody might hit your car in the parking lot and then you could get some money from insurance. But it can be upsetting and then you have to contact the owner and get their information and all this and that. So that takes up time. And it's just not a pleasant way of really getting the money. And so I've been talking about that as well recently on my live. I've also been making a serum for my scalp and my hair again. I don't know why, but my hair started thinning again, and I was out of my collagen for a while. I gotta tell you all the supplements I'm taking, guys, because, when you start to be in your 30s and your 40s, depending on your diet, there are some extra things you need to take besides vitamin C, you know, or vitamin D. So, this is the chance to ask me any magical questions or things that, any other stories I might have, if I can think of any to relate. Um, if I sit here for 45 minutes, I usually do come up with a story about something that's happened to me. And that's one way to get to know me a little bit better. I think I'm on the best fitness journey I've ever been on. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not only going to be losing the fat, but my skin will be getting tight while I am losing the extra weight. And finally, getting my abs back. And feeling better, like I said, just feeling better. Jay, do you want to come say hi? No? Oh, okay. Well, come here. Come up here. Come here. I'm on the computer. She's not used to this. I think what I'm going to start doing is making a I'm trying to figure out how to make an advertisement for my life, possibly on my phone. For some reason, when I get on the computer here, it doesn't prompt me to take a picture. And then I don't know if I think it would say notify me if I set it in advance and you see it for a week or two in advance. Then you can see what the topics are going to be, and then you can hit notify me. So before I leave tonight, I'll tell you what's on my mind for the next live. They're chasing a fly. Okay. So I just made a video about the dark moon. We are having a dark moon right now, which coincides with my birthday, which I thought was very interesting because I am having something of a rebirth. And I think it really has to do with adding a new fitness routine. So I don't know where my other viewers are. When I first started my first live, I had some people who were so happy to be interacting, and they said that, yeah, they talked about civil mind control, and I said, "Oh, I'm a graduate," and they're like, "You are a graduate of civil mind control?" I said, "Yes, I am." I've been doing all kinds of stuff since I was 12 years old. It's just that after a while, you inevitably grow into something new and different. And so when I got to the point where I had to really just abandon all religious ideologies that I had been taught pretty much, I had my profound dream, which I call a shamanic dream journey. And why does that look crooked? I don't have a light that tells me this thing is on. And I literally couldn't even remember some of the people that I had recently made acquaintance with. And it happened to be that they were from a couple of the churches that I had been going to. I just didn't want anything to do with that anymore. At some point, you stop becoming a follower. When we turn 21, we should have been stepping into our adult self anyway. We've learned about right and wrong and, how to get along in the world. And if we don't, we get in trouble with the law and we learn in those ways. But it comes a point where you're just not really hearing anything new. I wasn't when I was going back to church. So I used to say there has to be a place for us when we feel like, we've surrendered, we got to go and discern our spiritual gifts. And I know some churches do that. And I have said if there was a spiritualist church out here, I would be going, but there isn't. The fellowship is nice, but it has to be the right environment. So the only way that I can really get some like-minded people and have the fellowship for this spiritual practice is here on my channel and now the lives. So the dark moon is heralding in the constellation of Cancer, which the sun is entering probably more tomorrow. I showed some clips from my new Sky Tonight app. It's a really nice video if you want to go watch it. So all spell work that you would be doing this month would be geared towards things that are related to home, family. Like if you wanted to do something for business, it would be great if it's a home-based business, getting some kind of clients or work that you're doing from home. Or even if you're studying something online from home or visiting with people, getting them a computer and setting up Zoom or something so you can see your relatives online at home. I actually started learning about paganism online from home. I just didn't know what was happening to me after my experience. I felt so different. I felt very free, very light. And there was just certain people that I flat out could not remember when I saw them, when I met them. And they said, hi, Sabrina, how are you? I'm like, hi. Oh, yeah. And they're like, you don't remember me? Don't come on. Don't you remember me? I'm like, sorry. It took me a year of finally driving past those churches over and over and over again, go, oh, those people were from that church and those people were from that church. So I say religion was wiped out of me. I can't remember what else I couldn't remember. But, you know, that was really the dream where I met my 3 inner female selves, like the triple goddess, and that's what I wanna really talk about next week. We have other inner parts, and I've also dreamed about those. This has been going on since I was about 12 years old. So, this is what I was born to be, and now I am sharing my experiences from the past and the present in hopes that other people can understand um, themselves, and not try to be something other than who they are. So I know that things are kind of slow all over, as I've said. I do believe we're in a recession. People are talking about their sales going down, their views going down, their subscriber base not growing as usual. Now it is July, probably the slowest month of the year. People are on vacation having fun outside, and that's great. So this live stream can be watched at another time. I did have a couple of viewers ask me about money spells and said they were going to work on one that night. And so I wanted to follow up with you last week, but you didn't stop by. So somebody else stopped by, and I don't see him here tonight either. But that's okay. Maybe some new people will stop by. It would probably help if I had a thumbnail with a picture of me instead of the banner on my channel. But like I said, when I got on here to go live, it just did not indicate for me to take a picture for a thumbnail. I don't know why. Well, another thing that's weird today is that Facebook did not tell my friends it was my birthday. So I got on and I moaned and groaned. Facebook did not tell my friends it's my birthday today. So my friends started wishing me happy birthday. And I only have a handful of friends. It's a private Facebook page. And then my ex, who some of you may know I've talked about, has sold the home he was living in that used to be our home. It's an older mobile home. And he is bringing stuff over here to ask me what I want, and then is renting a room from somebody across town for about a month or two, tying up loose ends, and then buying a ticket when it's cheaper, when the prices come down, like in August or September. But he wanted to acknowledge me today because our children are grown, and it's like that Billy Crystal clip when he's in the classroom and he's talking to it's bring your parents to work, excuse me, bring your parents to school day, right? And so his son is sitting there, and Billy Crystal gets up and he goes, "Oh, kids, enjoy your life while you have it now, because when you're younger, you think you can do everything, so you do. In your 20s and then in your 30s, you start to grow a little belly and you're gaining weight. And then in your 40s, you have to have a little procedure. It's really a minor surgery. It's really a surgery, but you call it a procedure. And then in your 50s, you actually have to have a surgery. And then in your 60s, you're walking through the mall looking for a frozen yogurt with your wife going, how come the kids don't call?" That's my situation. Kids don't call. So my ex has always been feeling, and in his culture, they do honor the mother a lot. A lot of the men do in that culture. It's not a perfect culture. He's Hispanic. He's from Peru. His mother was abandoned by the father. He had a mistress, and so he would, send money. But he decided that he didn't want to ever do that. So he was attentive as a father, um, and he was always a steady working person, even when he wasn't feeling well. So he acknowledges me on Mother's Day and my birthday. And that's really nice. It's really nice because when he goes back in a couple of months, that's it. That's his last trip back. And he's going to be staying there to live out the rest of his life and build his house. So I'm glad I have my group of friends, the lady friends that I meet with every Tuesday, so I can sit and finger knit a blanket and shoot the breeze. And that's about it. My other friend is just too busy. And then I try to attract like-minded people here on YouTube and grow my tribe, Casting Cauldron crew, to come here for information on our connection to nature, our connection to the earth, all of nature, and the stars. So if you haven't seen the new Mission Impossible movie, it of course was very good, like all of them. Very good. I'm not going to give anything away. But I think the movies are so well done and they're so full of a lot of action and stuff that I always have to go back and watch the movies more than once because they're so profound. And again today, well, as the movies progress, they get more CGI or they get more special effects. There's just a lot of action. And so I'm like, okay, what's the plot? What's going on? Well, why is this happening? What is that thing? What are they talking about, right? So finally, when I get in the truck and I'm talking to my ex about it, I go, oh, okay, I get it. So it's this, and it has about to do about this, and so that happened. But there's always things in the movie that just don't make sense. We'll have to talk about it sometime if you've seen the movie. I could maybe do a live just to talk about the Mission Impossible movies. They're very thought provoking, that's for sure. And it was very, very good. Very, very good. It's kind of funny. I had a dream last night that I was talking to Tom Cruise and he wasn't going to be doing any more movies. So I guess that's a possibility. He might just start producing or doing other things, kind of semi retired. He's probably about my age. Well, last week I stayed on for about 45 minutes and I did have someone ask me a question. And it doesn't look like I have people who really want to ask me any questions tonight. And that's probably because it's July. So, yeah, this new moon can indicate some type of a new start in some area of your life. And this also is very prevalent every 7 years. So, like if you're 49 years old, that's 7 times 7, 49. Hello, whoever came back. And then 7 times 8 is 56. You'll have some kind of a change you'll have to address then. And then 7 times 9, 62. And that's when I really had to start addressing the symptoms that I was having. So I've been on this for over a year and a half at least. And that's okay, one step at a time. So I guess unless you have a question, it's been 40 minutes and no other people have come on. I was talking about the Mission Impossible movie. I'm probably going to have to watch it again, as usual. But I got the gist of it. So if you want to comment what you're going to be doing this summer, if you're able to go anywhere, you're having a staycation. I've been having staycations ever since the pandemic. Thank you, pandemic. And that's it for, I guess, this particular live here. If I can share with you, I'm probably going to start a playlist on my fitness journey. What I learned recently was the Center for Disease Control and Prevention says 60% of women do not engage in the recommended activity of, let's see if this says something. And then 25% of US women are not active at all. And physical, I'm going to have to rewrite this, chicken scratch. Physical productivity is more common among men. Yes, right. You know, there is such a thing as a healthy vanity, and I'll probably talk more about that as I make a video on my supplements. It's been a journey, you know, one thing at a time. And as I've gotten older, I've had to add new supplements every couple of years. And so, you know, you could ask me questions about that as well. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to say goodnight for now. And I will announce what my next live is going to be about. And don't think it's just for women, because it's not. The goddess-based path is about bringing back the concept that there is a goddess as well as a god, and that females also have this triple energy. This, we call it the triple goddess. It's just very much like the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost, but for women, it's the mother, the daughter, and the grandmother. So that's really what I want to talk about. I don't know that it's talked about very much on YouTube. I haven't really researched it. I'm basically going to share how I was shown that aspect of myself in a dream, and that it was never ever talked about or acknowledged as I was growing up. And I just felt much more grounded, you know, and relaxed, you know, like I belong, more comfortable in my skin, more like I belong, not like an outcast. So that's it for tonight. Thank you very much for stopping by. And maybe from time to time I'll bring out my witch's hat, but I think everybody pretty much knows I'm a witch by now, I think. So there you go. Happy July. I hope that you are trying to relax and have some type of enjoyment and some type of fun. And I will see you when I see you. Please let other people know, and then we can grow this interactive live stream. Take care. See you soon.